It's about 7 o'clock on Monday morning. We're in Inverness Marina right now, but we're heading out, heading to Lossiemouth, or if we make good time, we might carry on to either Whitehills or Banff, but we'll just see how things go. I've got the route set for Lossiemouth at the moment, yeah, so it's about high tide, which should be just about right when we get to Fort Augusta's Narrows as well.
We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild.
We'd had a sting in the tail coming out of the Caledonian Canal. The railway bridge wouldn't open. It was too hot. Luckily it started raining and then it swung. So wow, great. Coming out of Inverness Marina though, there was also another little bit of a sting. Coming in, the Arnhem lifeboat from North Kessock came charging in, unfortunately with a casualty on board. Not the sight that we wanted heading off on our long journey home. It was heading into the sun, heading east. We were aiming for Lossiemouth, but with plan B or Whitehills. Well, we're out in the Moray Firth. No wind, zero wind currently. There should have been between 10 and 15 knots. We have done a bit of sailing because we did have some wind earlier, but it's just died, gone completely. Beautiful. Sun's out, we're bobbing along. Trouble is, we've got the motor running. Way over there is Cromarty and the Sutters, and into Invergordon. The wind farm construction by the look of it down there, and some rather large vessels. And because we were making good time, we decided instead of going to Lossiemouth again, we'd skip Lossie again and go to Whitehills again. Well, we got into Whitehills last night. Well, not too late. About 6:30, I think it was, when we got in. We changed our plans en route. Well, we didn't change our plan. We had two plans. We had plan A, which was to go to Lossiemouth, or plan B, continue on to Whitehills. And it was such a lovely day that we decided we'll just continue on to Whitehills, and that's what we did. So today we're going to Peterhead. It's about 38 miles, which is a bit shorter than yesterday's run. Yesterday's run was about 58 into here.
Any birds are coming out of Lighthouse, Arbroath. You say shout back, please. The whole thing coming in.
So yeah, it's a tight entrance in and out. So yeah, you just need to.
Nothing more in. Proceed with caution. Okay, cheers.
Oh wow, there's a big one.
We left Whitehills the next morning, and we had some decent wind for a change. which meant we could sail across the Firth hills. We probably would lose the wind when we got to Fraser. When I say decent wind, the wind was sort of slightly behind us, so it was on our rear quarter, pushing us along. It was good. Fantastic. That's what it's all about.
Well, we've another problem. I just thought we could detect a slight vibration when we were coming in. Might be just an impression, but I've put a camera underneath and this is what we found. There's something around the prop. It's not disastrous currently, but it could be. So we're going to have to get a diver in. Now, as it happens, we're in Peterhead, and there's a guy on the marina called Dave, who is a diver, and he's going to come and untangle whatever it is from around the prop. I can't set off from Peterhead on a 64-mile run knowing I've got something around the prop.
Hit something.
Aha!
Other than that, you're all good.
Oh, good.
So
Brilliant.
The drop's still working beautifully.
Oh, super.
Our departure from Peterhead was very early, 3 AM, pitch black, and couldn't see a thing leaving the entrance. Just had to trust to luck. It was a long day. It was going to be well into the afternoon, late afternoon, when we got into Arbroath. It was a 66-mile run, a defined time limit, so we chose to motor sail, as did 2 other yachts, which we had a bit of a race. 1 or 2 tactics coming into play, especially since we had to tack. We were close hauled as well.
Well, we made it to Arbroath. It was an early start. Pitch black coming out of Peterhead, and quite rolly, but you couldn't see the rollies, so you just felt them. Yeah, it was a good run. Enjoyed it. It was a motor all the way. We dared not motor because we had to be in at Arbroath. There's a defined time gate. It was closing at 16:50. I'd planned on 1600 as my cut-off, just to give me a bit of leeway, and then we could, well, if we made time up, so be it. It was planned to be a 12-hour run, so we were going to go across 2 tides, in the sense we would have tide against us and tide with us. We had tide against us at the start, which was good because then we knew exactly what we needed to do in order to meet the tide. We had the mainsail up, we sailed nicely, that was giving me some power. We were very, very close hauled, But she sailed well. She did well. As I say, we did motor right until about 5 miles from Arbroath. I hit a bloody pot. First of all, my starboard side windscreen wiper popped off. So I was just looking at what had happened there, and I looked, and 2 orange balls popped up out of the swell in front of me. Right in front of me. Oh, shit. I immediately was out of gear, so tried to stop the prop. We'd gone between the pickup and the main buoy, and it snagged on the keel. But because I'd knocked the power off, we were drifting, we came to a halt. I could just put us into reverse and backed off it. Thank God for that. Anyway, it was a bit of a minefield after that. That was the very first pot of the series, and there's lots. The approaches into Arbroath. The Arbroath fishermen, oh God, they put pots everywhere, and it was an absolute minefield trying to pick your way through. Anyway, we got in. It was 2:15, so well ahead of schedule, but we were shattered.
Today's run would take us back over the Firth of Forth, and we were hoping that it was going to be a better run than our previous attempt when we went north. Quite a tight berth getting out of Arbroath that actually put us down on a finger, so a route to swing out. And Baru doesn't like swinging to starboard in reverse. She'd much rather go to port. A menace that absolutely carpet bombed the place. It actually took me off the track I wanted to be on, which actually was more of a straight line from Arbroath to Eyemouth. In the end, I'd intended running a little bit closer to Taymouth and then across to the Isle of May, which was a slightly shorter open crossing of the Firth of Forth, and then we'd have run back along the southern coastline and round St Anne's Head into Eyemouth. But in the end, we just took a straight line straight across, and we had quite a good sail, probably just over halfway across. and then we started to get into some stopping waves, which meant for the last bit we had to put the clatterer on. That's the engine, by the way.
Well, we're back in Eyemouth Harbour. Came across the Firth of Forth yesterday. It wasn't as bad as when we crossed on our northerly passage, but we did get bounced quite a bit. The winds were a lot stronger than they were forecast. We were forecast sort of 12s to 14s, up to 16 gusts. We were getting 24 knots constant, southwesterly, so it was a position to sail, and we did sail the first bit, but as the swell increased, it should have been round about a maximum of 0.8, and it was at the start, no problem, but it got up to about 1.6s as we got into the open areas, and they were extremely short duration, so there was a lot of wind over tide, mainly because of the strength of the wind. So there we had to motor, and at some points we were actually oversailed. I pulled the genoa in, but we'd set the main to full, and so we were a little bit over the top. But it was okay, a good run, and then just made our way into harbour. It was late evening when we got in. That was because we couldn't set off till 11:30. So we're going to stay here a day, leave tomorrow for Amble. I've got a booking for Amble, and we'll have a nice run south.